Before the split, Sudan was Africa's largest country, with a population of about 36 million people. Conflict broke out about oil, which led to the first civil war. The civil war in Sudan began in 1962. The conflict from the civil war caused famine and disease to spread. The death toll was the highest in any war since World War II. Slavery and mass killings were also issues from the war. The second war was over natural resources as well, specifically oil. The most recent war left 2.2 million people displaced. Sudan and South Sudan split apart on July 9, 2011, and it was the result of Sudan's second civil war. However, the conflict in South Sudan did not end after the civil war came to an end. There are still arguments over oil and border lines that continue today. South Sudan is one of Africa's most diverse countries. It is home to over 60 major ethnic groups and is now home to about 7.5 to 10 million people.
Hi everyone, my name is David Scully and welcome to ABD News. I'm here with the expert on Sudan, Ben Delaney.
Hi, my name is Ben Delaney and I've been studying Sudan for a while.
Alright Ben, is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Alright, what was South Sudan and Sudan like before the split?
South Sudan was very culturally diverse. In fact, it had over 60 major ethnic groups, including the Dinka, the Topasa, the Nuer, and the Zande. The Republic of Sudan has seen civil wars throughout the country's history since 1956, when it became independent. Also, Sudan as a whole was ruled from the north rather than the south.
Okay Ben, why did South Sudan and Sudan split?
Sudan split because of a civil war that started in 1955 and ended in 1972. South Sudan split because they were afraid that they were going to be taken over by the north.
So Ben, when did South Sudan gain independence?
They gained independence from Sudan on July 9, 2011, as the outcome of the second civil war in Sudan.
Okay Ben, so did conflict continue after the split?
Yes, issues with oil and the border lines continued after Sudan gained their independence.
So Ben, what events led up to the split?
Well, from 1899 to 1955, Sudan passed under British Egyptian rule. In 1955, the first civil war had begun. By 1972, all of Sudan had become independent. Then the second civil war began in 1983.
So Ben, did either of the Sudans get help from any other country?
Yes, the United States of America sided with Sudan. They did this to try and end the conflict in Sudan and bring peace to the two neighboring countries.
So Ben, how many people died in both of those civil wars?
In the first civil war, 500,000 people died. In the second civil war, over 2 million people died. So throughout all the wars that Sudan had faced, over 2.5 million people were killed.
Thank you for tuning in to ABD News. My name is David Scully and this has been Delaney.
And thank you for watching.